What's up, internet? Welcome back to my channel. We're back with another video.
How not to become the cat lady. Now, I recently had a client that was a cat lady. I do in-home care providing for elderly people and people who just don't want to send their elderly people to a facility. So to keep them home, like they'll hire us to come in as like independent contractors and basically do stuff like make sure they get to their doctor's appointments, pick up medicine, could go do the grocery shopping, basically the stuff that they can't do, for whatever reason. So they don't have to go to an old folks home. Now, first day I start working for this cat lady, right? Okay. She told me, she says, well, I don't like being told what to do. I know I do things wrong, but if you try to give me a different suggestion, like I'll resent you type thing. Basically saying that, I'm stubborn and I don't want to listen to anybody. And so that was kind of like a moment. And basically the way I handled her was I tried to avoid giving her directives like, don't do that. I would say things like, hey, why don't you go and take a break and get yourself some water or something? Instead of, because I know sometimes criticism can come off as like directives, and I understand that, but sometimes two things can be true at one time. Some women just don't like the idea of a man telling them to do something, and that right there is how you're going to become a cat lady, okay? You will become a cat lady if you cannot find a man with this one quality, or if you can't accept this one quality in a man. Okay, find a man that you can that you can follow his direction, that you can trust his direction. Okay, the minute that you become the type of woman where it's like, I'm not gonna let a man tell me what to do, you're gonna become a cat lady. If you have that instinct in your head of can't no man tell me what to do and I'm not listening to anybody and you're going to end up a childless cat lady or some type of version of cat lady similar to this lady that I'm talking about. And I could tell that she was probably a very pretty attractive girl, in her little heydays, because even at her age now, she's only about 5'6", 140 pounds, like 140, 150 pounds. I could tell she was a pretty girl back in her days, but I'm willing to bet cash money that she spent her whole life, I'm not gonna listen to no man and I'm gonna do whatever I want to. And I'm not gonna do anything that a man tells me to do. And this is where it becomes problematic, because women need the guidance of a man. I don't care what woman gets in the comments and says otherwise. Women need the guidance of a man because we are logical and rational we're logical and rational creatures. Okay? If you had a man in your life, you wouldn't have a bunch of cats and cats dying underneath your house and your whole house smells like piss and stuff because you got all these damn cats. Because a man would have told you, okay, 2 cats is enough. It's like, hey, you need to chill out somewhere with all of this cat stuff. But it's not even that. There's some women out there that are doom spending. They don't have any type of financial intelligence. They're maxing out credit cards just to go on vacations and stuff. And if you had a man in your life to tell you, hey, no, we don't need to be spending all of this money on that. Like, we need to, look at our bills, look at our debt. Let's think logically. Oh, do you really need to go get your nails done? Don't you got nail polish, all that nail polish in the bathroom? Like, why are we spending $80 to get your the gel filled or whatever the crap they think they need or whatever? Having a man around you will save you from a lot of bad decisions that you're going to make because of your emotional side, because of your emotional approach to things as a woman. That's why you need the man. And if you fail to get him, then you will become the cat lady, where you're just sitting around listening to your own ideas, listening to your own flawed coping thoughts. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing, even at her age, right? She still thinks she's some strong woman that can't nobody tell me what to do. Like I told her, I said, oh, can I use this this dumpster to put like dirt and stuff in. She said, oh yeah, the landlord ain't gonna say nothing to me. Just in her mind, she thinks she's just Mighty Mouse. And it's like, lady, you're a tiny old woman with a pacemaker. The only thing you should be doing is learning to be a sweet old lady. Go out here and learn how to bake, make cookies, do something like that. But this whole notion of, I'm in control of everybody. Even when we had some discrepancies, that's the ultimate reason why I had to quit her, because even when we had discrepancies with the program and the payment, she didn't understand the paperwork. So when I confronted her about like, hey, you're doing the paperwork wrong, she's like, oh, well, I don't care. I'll call them and I'll straighten them out. And it's like, no, you're not going to straighten them out. Like, you don't have that power. Like, she thinks that, oh, I'm just going to, she really thinks like a Karen, like, oh, I'm just going to call corporate and complain. And it's like, no, lady, that's not how this is going to work. Okay. So I'm not going to go too far into what happened with that whole situation, but long story short, that's my advice to everybody. If you don't want to become the cat lady, the only thing you need to worry about is finding a man that you are willing to listen to. If he tells you to jump off the bridge, if you know that all of his choices that he's made has gotten you to a better place, don't ever turn around and start acting like you don't have to listen to him or that you're about to challenge him. That's the quickest way you're gonna lose your potential boyfriend, potential husband, is when you start offering your emotionally driven ideas and trying to over talk him and over idea him and try to like act like you need to damn near be beat into submission. No man is gonna want that. You will be abandoned. Not only that, even as you age, just naturally, you will be abandoned. So all you have left is your I'm so strong single woman, bravado that only exists in your head. It don't exist in real life. Like I said, she's an elderly woman with a pacemaker, still outside trying to chase after cats and talk about how, she can straighten out the landlord and I can straighten out this person. It's like, how, lady? Learn how to bake cookies. That's some other good advice. Find a man that you can listen to and learn how to bake cookies. Be submissive, okay? If you don't learn to be submissive to a man, you will end up the cat lady. That's my advice for today. Y'all have a good one.